Good afternoon, students. It is the Friday before spring break, and we're going to take a look at a sample game for the purposes of learning. So you're not going to play a game, you're going to evaluate it. So what I want you to do is bring up the Unreal, the Launchpad, basically the Epic Games launcher. And first you need to click on the word Unreal Engine. And from there, I want you to go to Marketplace right above my where the pointy finger is. And from here, you can look for things. Now, what we're going to look for with our search products, so right above my mouse here, I want you to look for H-O-R-R-O-R, horror, okay? Now, we also want to add a filter here that's going to look for free, but first we're going to click on the exclamation mark. And then I want you to look over on the right-hand side here and find the word free. That's within our budget. And what I want you to grab is this thing called Horror Engine, the one that says owned for me. And you're going to do add to cart. And then you're going to go over to your shopping cart here, and you're going to check out, and that'll charge you a total of $0.00. And you will download the Horror Engine here, which is not really an engine, that's a misnomer. And then once you get that done, I want you to click on Create Project. It will ask you what version, and please make sure you save yours on your H drive so you can get to it. Now, your H drive is the one that has your student ID number, but mine doesn't actually have an ID number. So just for clarity, I'm going to put in H Unreal /horror. It says, oh, wait a minute, you don't have a folder like that. So I need to get rid of the word horror because that would be horrible. No, because I have an Unreal folder, but I don't have an Unreal one. Sorry, I need to click on the word OK, and it's going to complain until I do so. So I'm just going to put it in my H drive, select the folder. Now you can go ahead and download that. It'll download to the computer here. It's going to just be called Horror Engine, and I'm going to go ahead and create that. Now, depending on your download speed, if you're doing this at home, it might take you a little bit. I got a pretty good pipe here. Have I ever show you guys this download speed here? Have I shown off? Have I flexed on you guys with that before? Speed test, have I ever done that? Let's see what we're getting today. Let's just do a speed test. Let's see, let's check the internet speed here at my desk and see what we're doing here. Yeah, download, sure, but here's where it gets really interesting on my internet speed test. Look at my upload. I like that. On a Friday afternoon at most games programming companies, you're not going to find that kind of stats, that's for sure. Yeah, very fast. I would say that's very fast. All right, so now that I got that project set up, I can actually open that project. Let's go back into my Epic Games engine here. Oh, still installing. I lied. Even though it's fast, it's not that fast. So imagine with me having that kind of speed, the only problem we have right now is we're competing. Everybody's trying to grab the same version at the same time. I probably should have just put one copy on our common saved area, and that would have been a little smarter. So once you get this downloaded, you'll have a chance to actually evaluate it. Let's take a look. Oh, this is a kind of a fun idea. I can actually go to my completed conferences, I think. And I could probably replay something from second session because that's when I started doing this. So if I go to completed conferences, which you guys can do as well. Like we're in an active conference right now, but we're going to click on, I clicked on completed, and recordings are only available pre-spring break bonanza. Maybe I've kept this conference open from lunch. See if this is the one. This is the conference from this morning. As always, when you are connecting and you go to watch one of these videos, be smart about it. That sounds familiar, right? So the one that I'm in right now is, I can't show you a recording of the one I'm in right now. I didn't end it at the end of second session. Sorry about that. Wild goose chase. So now I've got the project created. I can actually go into the Unreal Game Engine, which I got open. And I can close out of the current blueprint and close out of the current project. This, by the way, is the sample that I put up for you guys for Lecture 5. Before I move on from here, I did give you a sample. It does have this obnoxious thing in the middle of it that says for reference only, in case somebody was going to be silly and just try to turn in my work and not get the work done. The point is not to get the work done. Forget about the timing. The point is for you to actually learn the content. So if you have questions, ask, please. Now I've got a new project I'm going to open that I just created. You're going to create one as well. And you may or may not have noticed that if you don't, oh, there it is. It happens to be right here. If you can't find it, you could always click on the browse button. Right there, that browse button. Oh, it did it again. When's he going to learn to not wiggle his mouse around? I'm going to open the project. Sure, I'll save all my changes. Now, this horror engine, quote unquote, that it's called, is nice because you get all the bits and pieces from this demo level. If you're in the room, you're going to love the fact the headphones are going to give you sound. If you're doing splash top, you're going to miss out on that. Sorry, Charlie. If you're not in the room, you miss out on some of the fun things. See who else connected right now. How many people do we have connected? Horror Engine is opening. I am IO bound. And I do not have the new 3070 on this machine, although it's the i9. It does process pretty good, but it does not have the wonderful new the wonderful new card that we're waiting on. Oh, I see why my camera's blacked out. Somebody close that thing off. I am here. Just like Horton Hears a Who. I'm here. Hi. Do you guys want to see the lab? Look at all the happy students out there. Say hi, happy students. He's going to be able to listen to the sounds through his headphones. There is lab headphones. If you bring Bluetooth headphones, you can sync them with these machines. All right, this is the sample that's going to open up. Oh, come on, little mouse. Oh, now it's compiling shaders. That's going to take a while too. Yeah, I probably should just save a version of this for you guys to open up locally. All right, I got it. There is the horror engine it's called. Now, when you go to play this intro level here has got more or less a tutorial built into it. So if you do play, a lot of it's self-documented. And I really like how they did this. I'm going to make it full screen as well. Now, I'm only doing this for a minute so that you guys can kind of see what it is, but I want you to actually be the ones to get in there and evaluate this. I'm going to do a Shift F1 to eject myself to grab the mouse so I can bring myself in view here. This is the project that I want you to evaluate. All right, now I'm in the level. Yep, there I am. And of course, WASD and the mouse. Now, you could just jump into the demo level there, but I don't need you to do that just yet. If you walk around the room, you're going to see little self-documenting things. And this is something I think is really well done. You can actually pick these things up with your mouse button. And you can actually pick these things up or look at them. Right mouse click, left mouse click. So you actually pick up these pieces of documentation as well. And it's just kind of demonstrating. You can also inspect things. There's, different lighting effects that you can pick up here, flashlights and Cylum nightsticks and stuff like that. This isn't even done compiling yet. So go through the sample area. Oh, that moon looks awesome. Climb the ladders, pick things up, go in the rooms, kind of see how the pieces work. You're going to find this is really well documented. They've actually got demonstrations of this material. So you can actually see what the settings are on these objects. These are double-sided objects. You can right-click on them and look at them, and it tells you all about the object. So how do you set up a ladder? Well, there's the ladder settings right there, and it's documented. Oh, what's this? I can right-click on that. Best way to kill someone you don't like. All right, I don't necessarily need that. This is an area it looks like I need to kind of figure out how to get in there. There might be a challenge. Like I can see in there, but I can't get in there, etc. So when you see these little pieces of documentation, you can pick them up. You can look on both sides of them if they have two sides. You can decide, you can learn a little bit more. For example, there's a sliding door. So the documentation is built in here. There's a cabinet. How does the drawer work? So remember, you can just rotate your mouse to see if there's anything on the back. You can kind of, so by exploring this and getting an understanding, here's a little security door. So, hey, if you want to implement like a whole thing where you have to like pick up a key, see it's locked, so let me pick up a key here. I have the blue key card, will that work? All right, wrong. So I'll pick up the red key. Wrong. Well, there's got to be some other key here. Oh, there we go, try this red one. The red one worked, the door opened. Wahahaha. Of course, you can change anything, right? It doesn't have to be a giant statue like you're using in the statue game. Imagine that content browser showing up in somebody else's example. And there talks a little bit more. Oh, there's a password thing. Look at this. How do you do a password? Notice it's got a password at the top, 1113. Now everybody knows it should be 1234, right? Just kidding. So you've got a little passcode thing. I just did an escape, so I'm not playing it anymore. But I'd like you to go ahead and evaluate it. Take it apart. Look at the blueprints. Explore it. Make sure you're F11 full screen if you're playing it, so you really enjoy the immersive experience. And let me know through your comments and your input what you like, what you don't like, what questions you have. Oh, I see a question here. Someone is asking if they can come in. You can come in starting the 30th as long as you've signed up in advance. The only reason I say sign up in advance is the partnering schools need to make sure that they actually have got transportation set up for you. If you set up your own transportation, there may be a way to work around it. I just got to make sure I'm under the limit, whatever that is, 12, whatever. I got 30 computers. I don't think we're going to get 30 people in here at one time. It does have to be within one of our standard session times. Let me know if you're unclear on the details. I'll handle that offline. Oops, I can stop the video I've been recording. Okay, so let me just summarize it. I'll clip some of this out. Let me come out of full screen here. So take a look in the project itself. Remember the folder option here, and you can look under Horror Engine, and you'll notice, for example, there are movies. So there is a number of things in here that demonstrate, for example, how do I add video to my level? What are the blueprints that we're using here? So here's your blueprints. If you double click and go in the blueprints folder, some of these might start to make more sense because you've actually got, for example, usable assets that you could actually use in other things. There's an inventory, there's lights, physics, etc. So it's got a folder structure, just like I've talked with you about. How can I add a ladder? How can I add a drawer? So all of these elements are in a sample level here. If you wanted to add your own level to this, you could actually create your own level by doing File, New Level, and moving forth from there. So you can build your own horror level. Have fun, pick it apart, make sure you're on top of your progress. This is just kind of a bonus activity for those of you who are actually participating on the last Friday before spring break, which based on our normal numbers being about 11, and I see 4 people here. Yep, enjoy, okay? I'm here if you need me. I've got some other things that I might try to get done in the meantime, but check it out. I'll put this out as an option for people to look at next week as well. On the advanced class, I will have activities without due dates for next week. So if I didn't mention it before, I'll let the 4 of you know here that the activities in our advanced topics do not have due dates. I still want you to progress. I still want you to work on it every day. This, for example, is progression number 10. You're going to actually work on your logo, update it so it's a 3D version. This will not have a date on it. It's just going to be in a sequence, and I'll just have them ordered A1 through A whatever. I can put 100 activities out there, and I don't think anybody's going to get through 100 of my activities between now and the end of the year. And I'll set up my grading a little bit differently, where you're going to be turning in a report once a week on how many activities did you get done. And I'll work out based on how much time you got in your schedule to work on my class, how much progress you make. That'll be your grade. It'll be a different model, but it decouples us from the calendar, and it lets people work ahead, or if they need extra time, to make sure that they're doing all that they can. And that mirrors what happens in industry, so I feel good about that. All right, I'm going to end this demo. Stay online, work on what you want to work on, make a plan. If you need help, ask. Otherwise, if you need to go and you don't want to work on the horror level evaluation, then have a good break, and I'll catch up with you after. Okay? Thanks for joining. I'm still here. I just want to make sure nobody feels like they have to wonder what's going on. Okay? Thank you, students.